eating and those kind of things that Sarah used to get up to on Blue Peter, which astound me how they get the guts to do it. You always think, I'll have a go at that, or for the windsurf, you've got hang gliding. So I'd very much like to do a parachute jump. Although
I'm sure you're going to get lots of offers now.
Although I never probably will.
Would you do it if someone phoned up this afternoon and said, I heard you said I'm going live?
For charity or
do
something, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you will now. You will just wait for it.
That's it now. He's
I only
writing
made that up because I didn't really have a good answer.
No, you're writing it. Would you up to the phone again? And it's Helen. Hello, Helen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Helen.
What's your question?
Are you as kind and considerate to your own mother as you are to the one on the screen?
Absolutely. She loves me to pieces, don't you, Ellie? Yes. I hope so. I hope I'm a good son. In actual fact, there's a funny story there, Helen, because a lady wrote into one of the newspapers last week and said how much she enjoyed the programme and that she'd very much like a son, like Joey. And my mum rang me up and said she'd seen the article and she was going to ring her up and put her straight on a few points, and she'd soon change her mind after she'd spoken to her. But yes, I hope so. I've got a smashing mum. So I couldn't really be anything else but nice to her.
You were just saying to me, weren't you, earlier on, you were saying, Aunt Mum's wonderful.
Mum's great. My mum said to me yesterday, last night on the telephone before I came in here, she said, now Pete said, when you're being interviewed, people don't like people on the television being interviewed who just say yes and no. So she's even telling me how to be interviewed.
Well, Pete said she gave you all the best notes because you've been terrific on our... yeah, you've passed the test on our very first Going Live press conference.
Now,
thanks for holding it. Thank you also to all our questioners. Sorry to the ones we didn't get round to. And we've got another press conference next week, haven't we?
Okay.
Next week's press conference features Johnny Beerling, who's the head of Radio 1, and also Mike Smith, breakfast DJ, both from Radio 1. So if you have any questions at all that you would like to put about the state of British radio, how it's run, how it works, what's on it, then that's the thing to do, is to write in and ask us some questions for the press conference next week.
Radio 1 is wonderful.
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Goodbye. No. This, in fact, is What Spot, the spot where we tell you what's what, how good it is, and maybe what it is.
This week we look at what's what in the toy shops. We look at what they are, what they do, and what they cost.
Right, and today we're going to look at the growing trend in spoon toys, and we've got a selection of them with us here. And the first is this, My Little Plastic Spoon. Now, as you can see, this is the cheapest of the range, and it's called Rainbow, but it has this beautiful, beautiful purple hair. And now this comes with its friends and accessories, and the friends are My Little Plastic Knife, My Little Plastic Fork, and they all get together and play in My Little Plastic Swimming Pool. And as you can see, they all have this lovely coloured hair.
Marvellous. And what's the fun factor on a toy like this, then?
Oh, quite high, say 8 out of 10.
Really? Why is that?
Well, they really are good, fun toys. For a start, this one, as you can see, it has hair which you can wave about and sort of do this with, and it has a lovely centre parting.
And how do they measure up on the spoon rating?
Well, spoon rating is low, say 2 out of 10.
Oh, why is that?
Well, they're just not very good spoons, because, as you can see, with this one, if you sort of dipped it into coffee, the hair would get very sort of soggy and wet, and if you tried to eat cornflakes with it, then the hair could get caught in your mouth, and this would mean that your fillings could fall out.
Particularly unpleasant.
Rather.
Now, that's My Little Plastic Spoon. Two other toys in contrast are Thunder Spoon and Transpooner.
Oh, great, Thunder Spoon. So what's the fun factor on that?
Well, Thunder Spoon, it's not very good, really. It gets a low fun factor of 3 out of 10, because although it's very shiny and you can do this with it, I really couldn't have much more fun with it than that.
Oh dear, and what about the spoon rating?
Oh, 9 out of 10. It really is an excellent spoon.
Great, well, let's have a look at Transpooner then.
Oh, Transpooner's great. That gets a very high fun factor.
Really, 8 out of 10?
Oh, higher.
7 out of 10?
No, lower.
9 out of 10?
That's right. And that's because Transpooner transforms from a spoon into a fork.
Oh, great, well, let's have a look at that then.
Oh, right. There we go.
Good. So, what's the spoon rating on this then?
Well, it's a fork now.
Right, well, very good. That's Transpooner there.
And here we also have Spoon Man.
Now, Spoon Man's great because we put Spoon Man together with Yoghurt Man and we chased them around for hours. We loved those, didn't we, Simon?
Until we got bored with them.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to know more about these spoon toys, why not buy What Spoon? It's available at all good spoon agents.
OK, that's it from What Spot?
What spot?
This spot.
That spot?
Yes.
Goodbye. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's that's right. No, we've got to go to... Shut up! It's Prince Philip with his top 10.
I wanted to say that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, look, I tried very hard.
Well, you can say it next week,
well, I'm going to play the Spoon Man anyway.
Here are the current top 10 girls' and boys' names in England and Wales. And for the girls, at number 10, it's Laura.
For the boys, it's Michael.
At number 9, Victoria.
Mark.
Number 8, Lisa.
James.
Number 7 for the girls, Rachel.
Paul.
Number 6 is Gemma.
Matthew.
Number 5, Rebecca.
And for the boys, Stephen.
Number 4, Kelly.
Christopher.
And the current top 3, and at 3, Claire.
At 3 for the boys, Daniel.
Number 2, Emma.
David.
And number 1, Sarah.
Ha ha! For the boys, it's Andrew. I tell you what though, Philip, shall I tell you something?
Yes.
I would like to bet that within 2 or 3 years, Philip is going to go zooming up the charts there.
But it wasn't there at all. It wasn't anywhere.
No,
you were number 1.
I know, well, there you go, you know. But do with Sarah Ferguson or something like that. But I have a feeling that Philip will now go, don't we all think that?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to have lots of silly top 10s, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Hopefully.
Yes, also, if you would like a top 10 of your choice, write in. Now, it must be a genuine one, so you can actually go through your school and do your own opinion poll if you like. But any top 10 you like, whether it's school dinners or blazer badges, anything you can think of, and obviously the sillier the better. Now, the address, Silly Top 10, that'll do. And going live, BBC Television Centre, London W12, 8QT. That's BBC Television Centre, London W12, 8QT for your top 10. And we'll do all sorts. And
of course, we haven't exactly forgotten about the top 10 singles either. Here they are, and we're going to give those away this week if you can answer this question.
And the question is, what is my middle name?
Answers and only sensible answers, please. On the postcard to the same address as before, as soon as you can, if you want to win the top 10 singles. Now, who will be going live with all of us next week? Well, the Christians will be playing live. It's your chance, as you said earlier, to put your comments, complaints, and a few compliments to the boss of Radio 1, and he's bringing along Mike Smith as protection. And I think we have to do yes, we do. And also, Pepsi and Shirley will be here with a fabulous competition.
Right, and Jessica Home. And we'll be finding out about some weird and wonderful animals from Jessica. She is our wildlife expert.
Those were all rare breeds of farm animals, and if you want to see rare breeds, this really is the place to come. The Rare Breeds Survival Trust Show and Sale. Just look at Rasta here.
Rasta. I've got a Rasta teddy like that. Actually, animal.
What's an animal?
Animal.
Hello.
We've nearly finished now. Well, hopefully we'll be back next week. But all the questions that we've asked for all the prizes will be on page 187 of CFAX from 12:15 onwards, which is fairly soon.
Terrific. I do hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a great time. Bit dodgy at first, but I think...
Bit dodgy, but it is our first...
Bit dodgy.
Yeah, it was a trick to you. It's our very first going live, and we've enjoyed it. I hope you have too.
Thank you very much indeed, everyone, for coming in. Brilliant.
Thank you.
We'll finish this week with a terrific video. We'll see you next week and leave you with Michael Jackson's Bad.
Bye. Bye.
And this afternoon on BBC2, there's a double helping of the world's fastest rock show. At 3 o'clock, Tony and Jenny serve up the usual selection of rock cocktails. And at 4, some Brighton rock, another taste of erasure on stage at the Dome. Here on 1, in a couple of minutes, Grandstand brings us the best of today's sport.
Good afternoon to you. Well, certainly a decidedly autumnal feel to the weather today. In fact, some areas have had their first frost of the season. Liphook in Hampshire, -1 degrees this morning, which is 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hardly surprising when you look at the chart here. We have a large area of high pressure just to the west of us, and this is feeding cool winds down from the north or northwest. Actually, this area of high pressure is going to be with us for some considerable time, keeping the weather, by and large, fine and reasonably dry, but of course we will still continue to have those very chilly nights. Incidentally, not too far away, there's some very nasty weather indeed. This frontal system lying across the central part of Europe has produced a lot of heavy rain today and the last few days, some thunder and everything as well. In fact, you can see it quite vividly on the satellite picture. It's this band of cloud right across the middle of Europe, quite thick, bright white cloud there. Some cloud feeding down on those northwesterly winds into northern parts of this country, and although that'll tend to break up as time goes on, it will be responsible for feeding in those showers. But let's have a quick look at the continental scene, because there is, as I say, some pretty nasty weather around, so if you are going off on holiday to the Mediterranean, then take that Mac with you. You're going to need it. Certainly some of the resorts in the western part of the Mediterranean, some pretty heavy thundery showers in the next few days. Central parts of Europe having all that rain and heavy rain at that. The more northern areas of Europe quite cool and showery. In fact, there are the temperatures not particularly high. And it's cooling off now in parts of the Mediterranean, although Italy and eastern areas are pleasant nonetheless. But back to this country, and that's the way things are going to look at this time tomorrow. Large area of high pressure, slap bang on top of us, not many isobars around, so not much wind. As far as today's concerned, though, sunshine, I think, is the order of the day just about everywhere, and a lot of dry weather about as well. But there will be showers too, one or two lightish ones running into those western coasts, and rather more showers coming into northern and eastern parts of the country. Most of them, again, light, but perhaps the odd heavier one cropping up. Now, there's a stiff old northerly breeze blowing, and that's going to make it feel fairly cool in places, more especially in these northern and eastern areas, 12 or 13 degrees Celsius, the mid-50s Fahrenheit. I think the south coast perhaps having some of today's best temperatures with a little bit of shelter. During this evening and tonight, still some lightish showers feeding onto those northern and eastern coasts, but skies clearing further inland, and that means to say we are in for another jolly cold night. Ground frost in many places, perhaps in one or two favoured spots, even once again a touch of air frost. Tomorrow a day very much like today, the emphasis on dry weather with a fair bit of sunshine, but eastern areas, again, one or two showers.
This is BBC One. It's now almost 12:15 and time for Grandstand, introduced from Ascot by Desmond Lynham.
Hello there.
Good morning, Mr. Lionel. Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Well, sir, will I see you at Wimbledon this year?
Every year.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you, sir.
Hello there. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Thank
you. Race cards.
Thank you very much indeed. Excellent. Yes.
Have you any tips for today, sir?
Any tips? Yes, sir. Liverpool for the championship.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.